Well, hello and a very warm welcome. Thanks for tuning in to News9 Live. We are trying to decode the Indian rap game, the Indian rap scene. Scene kya hai essentially when it comes to rappers that are emerging and coming onto the platform, from protest poetry, to beats from the ghettos. What does Indian rap have to offer? How old is it, and is it really all inclusive? From Baba Sehgal introducing Hindi rap in the 90s, his album Thanda Thanda Pani, that sold over 1 lakh copies in just 3.5 months, to Ashok Kumar's recitation of Harindra Nath Chattopadhyay's poem Rail Gadi, to the very recent Gully Boy. Indian rap is emerging onto the scene like never before. Underground ciphers to different regional and linguistic flavors. Indian rap is as versatile as it is diverse. From rap and hip-hop breaking new ground, protest poetry, Dalit and Ambedkarite rap are beats from the ghettos, to now film songs. Rap in Indian languages is all the rage that there is. But is the genre progressing in the right direction? Is it really inclusive as a platform? What are some challenges this form of expression has faced? And really, what's the road ahead for our very own Biggie Smalls, Tupac Shakur's, Eazy-E's? Is it really cathartic reform or just a rowdy rage cut? What's so hard about rap? We have the journalist behind this particular story. We also have a music journalist with us on the panel as an expert. But before all of that, take a look at this snippet, a little documentary piece that we did, Bohot Hard, only on the News9 Plus application. You can download it from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. We're going to continue to discuss more about what's really hard about rap. Here's a snippet. Take a look.
टाइम बदला मेरा लाया नया दौर में एग्जॉस्ट चले गाड़ियों का लाउड सुनो शोर में टूटी हुई छत से कभी पानी बहा करता था आज मून रूफ खोल के सिटी में करूँ रोर में माँ भी मेरी शौक जितने सारे पूरे कर रही है मेन स्ट्रीम में आया कैसे हिट रोकी चल रही है कोई पापा से जो पूछे कहते बेटा सोना लिखता है अब इससे प्राउडी मैं फील करूँ ड्योर पहनूं पैरों में करोड़ों की मैं डील करूँ सूखी रोटी खाने वाले कहाँ पहुँच गए कि 5 स्टार में बैठा ऑर्डर में मैगी मील करूँ
If you actually, decode the meaning of rap, which is rhythm and poetry, rhythm and poetry has been existing in our culture for like so many years. It was just not called rap before. I believe a lot of kingdoms, a lot of Maharajas used to have this thing called Hasya Kavi Sammelan, which is like, or even the form of Qawwali. A group of musicians used to battle it out with other musicians, and they used to do their own lyrics. I mean, like own freestyle lyrics at the same point of time. So at that point of time, it is a form of rap battle. So I think rap does not have one particular origin. It has multiple origins in different cultures and different forms.
I think the first form of rap for me was when A.R. Rahman did Petta rap in Tamil music. And for us, just hearing this new kind of rap just blew our minds because it wasn't something that came from outside. It came from very Indian sounds because he sampled the sound of a chicken, because there was like, there was that rhythm of life, there was very Tamil nuances to it. The reason it caught up was, one, I said it was very accessible. I didn't need big tools, I didn't need big speakers, I didn't need a sound system. I needed a backing track and a mic. And it was also a great way for me to ascertain my cultural identity.
You gotta move on and fuel on and grow strong. This blame game has gone on for too long. Oh my God, let bygones.
If you notice now, it's such a loud space that I am in. And to get people's attention, I need something louder. And rap was that loud, punch, in your face kind of movement.
Excuses now.
Easy and Divine, their music first came into the rap movie Gully Boy, and that was a great breakthrough for the whole hip hop scene, and it just paved the way, and the graph straight away went up.
आजा चल मेरे पास्ट में तुझे बचपन दिखाऊं मैं यूं खाना वाना छोड़ के जिए कैसे बताऊं मैं सुखों वाला जीवन मेरा लगे रॉयल बेटा आजा चल तुझे दुखों वाले दिनों से मिलाऊं मैं उठा जहाँ से नहीं था स्कोप कोई भी रैप का बचपन से ही लिखने का और शौक उल्टी कैप का पैशन पैशन फॉलो करे फैशन वैशन वाले नहीं हमको कर ले कैद ऐसे बने ना कोई पाले नहीं
Well, so that's a snippet. You can check it out on our application, News9 Plus application. Download it now for other incisive analysis and cutting-edge documentaries as well. Now, let's really open and expand this discussion. Shantasri with us here in the studio. My first question to you definitely is going to be why you're not wearing the snapback you promised to wear to the studio. And also with us on the broadcast is Bhanuj Kappal, who's a music journalist, consulting editor at The Dead Ant, 15 years of experience in covering independent music, art and protest culture as well. Bhanuj, very warm welcome on the broadcast to you as well. Shanta, let's get the ball rolling here. Why did you think the time right now warrants a story like this? Did you want to tell people more about what and how rap has emerged? And it's not just your simple rags to riches story, it's much more than that as well.
Of course. I mean, this is an evergreen story and it needs to be told in as many times as possible because it is a genre which we have Indianized in our own way, in our own language, because India is a diverse landscape with its own different kinds of languages all across the country, and rap is emerging in these languages. We have our own stories to tell, we have our own narratives to put forth, and if we say that in our own languages, then of course we will be using rap or hip hop for that matter as a soft power for India, like how rap that has been emerging. Rather, I was speaking to the guests that have joined us, Bhanuj, a few days back, and he said that gully rap scene has actually declined, and there are lots of sub-genres of rap that has come about. Lots of experimentation are being done all across the country, and it is also a very powerful medium of protest poetry. I mean, we have seen Kodaikanal Won't, that became a viral song because of the contamination that was taking place of the lakes by the one of the biggest companies in Kodaikanal, and that Sophia Ashraf sung about it. And after that, we have seen CA and RC protest, where singers like Arivu and of course our own EPR Iyer, all of these people capitalized on this movement and wrote music which also resonated with the people, and that became a rap for resistance. Rap as a music had become more relevant, more something which people related to, and now it has like everybody in Indian household has actually got familiarized with this particular word rap. Initially, I've spoken to many rappers in the underground scene of Delhi, in Bombay, of course in Kerala, and they said that it was not an acceptable form. Like, people knew, okay, there is classical Indian music, there is Bollywood music, but this was something that was not very known, or something that was not done on a daily basis. But yes, now it has become an acceptable form, and I believe lots of movements like MTV Hustle, Gully Boy, or other kinds of series and shows that have also made rap become very mainstream and entered into Indian household and become very popular. So yes, on more on that, I believe will be enlightened by Bhanuj Kappal, because he is the expert on this. But yes, it was brilliant. It was a great experience doing.
I'm sure
this
you
show.
had fun covering this particular story. Do you often listen to rap as well?
Of course. I mean, my personal inspiration has always been Eminem, and after that, more recently, is Travis Scott. But after all these people, when we listen to rappers from India, Divine and Nazy, I mean, they have paved the way. And more recent, I believe, MC Stan, who won Bigg Boss. I mean, I was not aware of this person, but once he came to Bigg Boss, I started listening to his music and started relating more. So it's all about your angst. It's all about the feeling that you're from, that's emerging from inside, and you want to talk about the issues of the country. It's something which, it's happening all around you, but nobody is penning it down, and that's why a rapper comes from your community and pens it down in your own language, because India has so many languages, and immediately people click with it. So that's how I believe it's becoming more popular and people are, you know, relating to it more. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Banuj Kapil, I'm going to take this question to you next. How do I, you know, how does one summarize Indian rap? You know, Shanta here is talking about the subgenres. You'll probably throw some more light on it as well. These subgenres, if I were to tell, you know, a newcomer into the scene, if I were to explain to that person what rap is, I mean, for me, of course, it is that 8 Mile movie as well, not Gully Boy as much, and how Eminem, you know, pushed me through 10th grade in school. Apart from the rags to riches, protest poetry, it being, you know, coming up as a platform, how would you summarize Indian rap?
Indian rap, I think like rap in the US and rap in general, really comes down to a way of telling authentic stories. So you're talking about like it, especially coming from marginalized groups, but also coming from other people who have stories to tell that are not covered by the mainstream, that you don't see reflected in, say, a Yash Raj film or generally on TV news. It's people telling their stories, their lived experiences authentically, and it's all about getting that out without, you know, the trappings of having a band or electronica, like all the money that is required to be a successful artist in other fields. It's really paring it down to essentially your skill with words, your skill with your voice and a mic. And it's really like it's like as someone else had said, it's rap is to music what football is to sport. You don't need anything except for the ball to start playing a game of football, and you don't need anything except for your voice to start rapping. And that expression of reality is what Indian rap is all about.
Well, absolutely. You know, that's a great analogy, you know, you comparing it with football. But take a look at what's happening now. Don't you need money to really jump onto the scene as well? You can have your small groups, you can have ciphers inside your rooms, you know, chill sessions behind the mic. You know, to really jump onto the scene, wouldn't you need the right contacts, you be hanging out with the right kind of people, you visiting those underground ciphers? I mean, it's a cutthroat competition in industry now.
There's always going to be competition, and yes, I mean, if you want to be an entertainment star in any field, in any genre, there's going to be some sacrifices, a certain amount of effort that goes into it. But rap is very welcoming of people without that sort of financial or social background. The whole thing of a cipher, it's such a social event, right? A cipher is a way of introducing yourself to other people in the scene and learning about them. But it's also a social thing. Once you're part of a cipher, you're part of a community, and then that community helps. So most of the stars today did not come from backgrounds of privilege, did not come from backgrounds that they had a lot of money to invest in music. But because of the community and because of the dedication, they were able to get to a point where, you know, once you build an audience of a certain size, labels will come in. The sort of support infrastructure does exist. You just need to get to a certain level, and that with rap is actually fairly easy to do. You know, it's not as prohibitively expensive as some other genres. You don't need a professional studio. You can record songs that become massive hits. You can record them in your bedroom. And songs that have become massive hits have been recorded in people's bedrooms. So in that sense, yeah, I think it is a little easier, in fact, a lot easier than a lot of other genres to break into. Also because socially, it's not the same old people who control that scene. It's the old established music industry for till recently didn't know what to do with rap. So
Banuj, you know, the industry and the rap scene, the Indian rap scene rather, the genre is ever growing. And of course, the inevitability of the fact that old always makes room for new. We're also constantly changing and evolving. Take a look at what's happening in the United States. I mean, the other comparative rap industry and circuit that we have. The violence, the drugs, there are a lot of challenges that rap faces as well. Could you throw some light on that as well?
So the thing is, I think we sometimes put the cart before the horse. The violence and drugs are not coming because of rap music. The violence and drugs exist, and rap music reflects that reality. Because regardless of whether these guys were rapping, they live in American inner cities, they live in rundown neighborhoods, which especially in the 80s and 90s, where a lot of this violence came from, were ignored by the rest of the city. For example, in New York, the East Side was given up by a lot of the city infrastructure. Fire trucks wouldn't reach till for an hour. Buildings would burn down. So that was the social reality within which this music emerged, and that is the social reality that continues. So I don't think it's that the violence and the drugs are coming out of rap. It's that they already exist and rap is reflecting it. In the same way, there is a certain amount of violence, but life on the margins in India is different. So what Indian rap reflects is certainly different. There is some violence, there is some gangsterism, but there isn't the amount of gun use and the amount of showing off of guns that you see in the US. And even drug use isn't as open, isn't as big a thing. They have different issues that they highlight. Caste and class become more important. So that's what's going on here. I don't think it's a problem of the music promoting negative things. I think it's just that the music highlights the darker parts of society that we generally want to ignore, because that is the world that these people live in.
Well, I'm forgetting who it was at this point in time. Was it Wordsworth or Shakespeare? He said, life imitates art and vice versa. Art imitates life at the same time as well. Shanta, you know, a really cool documentary, really nice visuals in that particular documentary as well. You've captured the gully, you've captured the concert as well. What are some of the most interesting findings that you came across when you were, you know, reporting on this story?
So I was speaking to this Kerala rap artist, Dabzi, and he told me something that, you know, in Kerala itself, there are more than 100 rap artists who have emerged in the last few years. And imagine that happening in the other states in India, given the huge landmass that we have. So imagine how many rap artists are emerging on a daily basis, and these people are so talented. I mean, and it's not only you know, Kerala or Tamil Nadu or you know, Northeast anymore. It's everywhere. I mean, in a small place like Bhopal, there are around more than 50 rap artists who are coming ahead, and you know, they are ciphering and of course trying to create their own music label through YouTube, and they just need one opportunity to be discovered, and of course, you know, start signing up with labels, or maybe, you know, get that one opportunity to sing with some of the big rap artists. And now also we have also seen that so many rap artists are signing up with all international artists. Like they are, you know, trying to go on international platforms. And huge moment took place just a few days back for Punjabi music industry, which is one of the pioneers in the rap industry, and that is Diljit Dosanjh performing at Coachella. So that's definitely not rap, that is Punjabi music. But I'm just saying that Indian music altogether is, you know, going places, and rap, I believe, will be one of those genres which will be going places when it reaches the right place, right stage, and of course right recognition takes place. And there is so much talent in India. The main point definitely is our strengths rather is definitely the languages that we have, the stories that we have. We have lots of stories to tell. We have our own narratives to put forth, and then of course we have so many movements that have taken place throughout India, which are you know,
I mean, Azadi came with the Azadi Records. It's so easy for them to, you know, put forth songs about freedom and artists that talk about Azadi and freedom. You know, Bhanuj, we're running out of time here. Really quickly, just want to know, you know, India is already on the map, but Shanta here is talking about, you know, international coalitions and, well, you know, alliances that can come into play over here as well. Diljit Dosanjh went to Coachella, but how soon do we see an Indian featuring on a Top Dog entertainment video?
It might be faster than you think. I mean, a lot of these, like Divine and a lot of these artists are building up links there, and they're building audiences there. So within the next, say, 3 to 4 years, I would not be surprised at all if there was an Indian artist on a TDE video.
Well, absolutely. So, of course, optimistic and, well, you know, things certainly looking bright when we're looking at the Indian rap genre. It is, how do you say it? Bohot hard. Well, on that note, it has been a riveting conversation. Bhanuj Kapil, many thanks for joining us here on this discussion on the Indian rap scene and genre. Shanta, great documentary. Always a pleasure speaking to you. I'm going to again urge the audience to check out that documentary, Bohot Hard, only on the NEWS9 Plus application. We're going to leave you with a snippet. Many thanks for joining us, Shanta.
टाइम बदला बदला मेरा लाया नया दौर में, एग्जॉस्ट चले गाड़ियों का लाउड सुनो शोर में, टूटी हुई छत से कभी पानी बहा करता था, आज मून रूफ खोल के सिटी में करूँ रोर में। माँ भी मेरी शौक जितने सारे पूरे कर रही है, मेन स्ट्रीम में आया कैसे हिट रूकी चल रही है, कोई पापा से जो पूछे कहते बेटा सोना लिखता है। अब इससे प्राउड ही मैं फील करूँ, ड्योर पहनूं पैरों में करोड़ों की मैं डील करूँ, सूखी रोटी खाने वाले कहाँ पहुँच गए कि 5 स्टार में बैठा ऑर्डर में मैगी मील करूँ।
If you actually, decode the meaning of rap, which is rhythm and poetry, rhythm and poetry has been existing in our culture for like so many years. It was just not called rap before. I believe a lot of kingdoms, a lot of Maharajas used to have this thing called Hasya Kavi Sammelan, which is like, or even the form of Qawwali. A group of musicians used to battle it out with other musicians, and they used to do their own lyrics. I mean, like own freestyle lyrics at the same point of time. So at that point of time, it is a form of rap battle. So I think rap does not have one particular origin. It has multiple origins in different cultures and different forms.
I think the first form of rap for me was when A.R. Rahman did Petter rap in Tamil music. And for us, just hearing this new kind of rap just blew our minds because it wasn't something that came from outside. It came from very Indian sounds because he sampled the sound of a chicken, because there was like, there was that rhythm of life, there was very Tamil nuances to it. The reason it caught up was, one, I said it was very accessible. I didn't need big tools, I didn't need big speakers, I didn't need a sound system. I needed a backing track and a mic. And it was also a great way for me to ascertain my cultural identity.
You gotta move on and fuel on and grow strong. This blame game has gone on for too long. Oh my God, let bygones.
If you notice now, it's such a loud space that I am in. And to get people's attention, I need something louder. And rap was that loud, punch, in your face kind of moment.
Excuses now.
Mazy and Divine, their music first came into the rap movie Gully Boy, and that was a great breakthrough for the whole hip hop scene, and it just paved the way, and the graph straight away went up.
आजा चल मेरे पास्ट में तुझे बचपन दिखाऊं मैं, यूं खाना वाना छोड़ के जिए कैसे बताऊं मैं, सुखों वाला जीवन मेरा लगे रॉयल बेटा, आजा चल तुझे दुखों वाले दिनों से मिलाऊं मैं, उठा जहाँ से नहीं था स्कोप कोई भी रैप का, बचपन से ही लिखने का और शौक उल्टी कैप का, पैशन फॉलो करे फैशन वाले नहीं, हमको कर ले कैद ऐसे बने ना कोई पाले नहीं।